My story is that I found that going to the loo, I found some blood, and I'd had this for some weeks, 4 or 5 weeks, before I thought it was right for me to say something to my wife. And of course, my wife, being my wife, thought it was sensible to do something about it. It didn't really cross my mind, and she packed me off to the GP. Perhaps because I'm a bloke, I don't naturally think that when you see the symptoms for anything, you should go to the doctor straight away, really for fear that the doctor will tell you to shut up and go away. So that's why I pushed it to one side. It's also a part of your body that you don't like to talk to your friends about. You don't like to talk. My doctor happens to be a woman, a rather pretty woman as well. So, you know, I knew in my mind that if I was going to go and talk to her, it was not going to be a comfortable conversation to talk about my bottom. It turned out to be a fortunate conversation, and she was very good about it and didn't laugh once. You know, she got me to hop up onto the couch and check that all was okay. She found I had hemorrhoids. Fine, hemorrhoids, we can deal with those. But she also said that because of my family history, I should go and have a colonoscopy. And it was at that point that it was discovered I had a tumour. And had I not, therefore, had these wonderful hemorrhoids, I would probably have never discovered the tumour. Even though my mother had had bowel cancer and her mother before her, I was still pretty unwise as to what I should be looking out for. I wasn't aware of what the signifiers were, the things to pick up on. So it was still fluke that they found it in me. It's not something that just affects older generations. It is something that affects people of many ages. I was 34 when I was diagnosed, and they said that they were quite surprised I was the age I was, and it just goes to prove that you don't have to be my mother's age. I think she was in her mid-50s when she was diagnosed. When I was told that I had bowel cancer, I froze for a while, but then realised that having had a form of cancer before when I was much younger, that it's actually not a death sentence. It's not, you know, the end, and it can be easily sorted out. I had my operation to remove the tumour from my bowel 2 years ago, and that was a successful operation. I was given the option for treatment. They said that actually for your particular type of bowel cancer, you don't have to have chemotherapy. It is your choice, and I declined to have chemotherapy. Instead, probably a byproduct of this, I see my specialist every 6 months, and I'm told I'll see him, I think, every year for the rest of my life. I think for anyone who is concerned and they find they have one of the key symptoms, don't wait to tell your wife, don't wait to tell your mother, do something about it straight away, purely because it is one of the most curable cancers if caught early enough. Having had bowel cancer myself and been treated and come out the other side, I can now see that bowel cancer is a very beatable disease.